In a world that prioritizes the self over everything else, self-care is a huge, huge topic. You can Google it and you might find more results than you could ever hope to try. But today we want to take a little Christian spin on self-care because we think that God has a better way to do it, and we have a super, super fun game headed to your inbox this week. Whoop whoop! As we talk about self-care and doing it Jesus way, and how we invite you
to Holy Surrender.
to Holy Surrender. We'll just have to, we're just gonna, I feel like every Bachelor episodes we do something silly every time, and it's the best. So, self-care has become an escape mechanism.
Yeah.
Ooh, getting a little Alex Jones on you here for a second. A little conspiracy theory. Like, it truly has become a way that we can say, we can cop out. We can be like, I can't handle this. I need some self-care.
Yeah. It's what is mind-blowing to me is how selfish the self-care has become.
Yes, and we're not saying you shouldn't take care of yourself.
Self-care, right. Self-care is good. You need to fill your cup.
You also need to steward your body and your mind and your soul and emotions.
Right.
It's a gift from God. It's all integrated.
But
He's asking you to do that.
The way that society, the modern society, has twisted it is very, mom needs an hour and a half to herself outside of the house or in a bubble bath, or like, it is so self-focused.
And expensive.
Yeah, that too.
Like, a lot of it, I feel, is, like you said, hour and a half, but you need to go to the spa, or like you said, it needs to be a bubble bath. You need to have the foods that you love and the drinks that you love, your favorite book or podcast. And again, it's not that you shouldn't fill your cup, but sometimes we actually allow our vices to become our self-care. Right? There's rightly oriented self-care, and that's what we're talking about today. But we think that the culture has veered into using vices because they're worldly gains. Like, you are excited to have this self-care, and it makes you feel good, and it has turned us away from a virtuous self-care, which kind of echoes all of the episodes that we really did in February about love. And we kind of started March with suffering because we're leading into Lent. So we're following this progression on purpose because God wants to take
or something.
What? Us in spreadsheets?
What? I know. Jill and I planned, and she's
No.
like, "Gosh, I really need it," and I'm like, "I'm already halfway done with it."
I know, it's so great. I love it so much.
Spreadsheet. Who?
Shout out to your administration charism coming in clutch. Spreadsheets make me so happy, guys.
I know.
We're like, spreadsheets are self-care, people. Those drop-down menus are so satisfying.
Ooh. When I figured out how to do
It's
that, I was
different.
like, game changer.
I was like, honey, look, yes or no.
You can pick. You can pick.
Look, we either haven't started, or it's in progress, or it's completed. And they're red, yellow, green. It's so fun.
Color-coded drop-downs are, like, my heart's joy.
They're our sixth love language.
Seventh for me, coffee would be number
Oh,
six.
yes, coffee is in
Coffee
there.
and food.
Yes, indeed. All that to say,
Anyway.
the Lord is going to give you self-care through your charisms, through all of these different things. That's where we're going, is God gives you self-care through ministering to others. He can give you self-care in those precious moments you have to spend in adoration with Him, in those precious moments of quiet conversation, or quietly praying the rosary at night. Or walking outside in nature. That is a beautiful place to encounter the Lord. In your favorite songs. Guys, the list goes on, but it doesn't necessarily... Personally, I don't relate to the current mode of self-care.
Yeah.
And this is my opinion. I am not projecting it onto anyone who enjoys these things. This is just my personality. I find doing nails, getting your hair done, spa days, face masks, basically anything super girly to be frivolous and not necessary. To Jill, self-care is going for a run in nature and listening to praise and worship music. For me, it's working out. It's a form of self-care. I know most
It's
Haley
not Haley's
cannot relate.
self-care. Also,
reading
Haley,
a good book.
Also, Haley's had asthma for the last 5 years. So Haley hasn't been able to work out at all. I tried, and my lungs said no.
I kid you not. This was an act of the will thing for me that turned into a self-care thing as a mom. Well, because you're gonna laugh at me so hard how I came to this conclusion, but Legally Blonde, which is totally sounds like it's gonna nix my point about girly frivolous things, right? But she says something kind of profound where she says, like, it just doesn't sit right that this wife would be guilty of killing her husband. She's like, exercise releases endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Happy people just don't kill their husbands. And
don't.
They just don't. But that line stuck with me. So when I had a newborn and like I was carrying him around all day and I was really struggling and it was kind of a lonely season or whatever, and I lived in the country, I was like, if I'm ever feeling stressed or exhausted, I need to work. Like, exercise releases endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. Like, that I kind of said to myself. And I would hold him and do squats. And I also wanted to get my health in check for a lot of other reasons. But it turned into this thing that I love. And so when I'm stressed or frustrated with my kids or my life or whatever, or not being productive, I work out. And it is a form of self-care for me. And I'm stewarding my body. And I'm letting God's natural process of picking up my mood kick in.
That's really funny because I, now that my asthma is under control, so my asthma was completely unchecked I developed it when I was 24. Like, I never had asthma before. And I was really limited for the last 5 years because of my asthma. It, like, would flare up completely randomly, but especially if I tried to exercise. But now that my asthma is under control, I have a desire to work out. I do not enjoy it. Let me make that very clear. I don't want to work out. I want the benefit of working out.
That's how it started for me.
So,
and then I turned into a gym rat.
I was talking to Jill this week about how I need to get some life situations have changed for me, and I am now I'm in a space where I can actually make a more structured routine for my home, and I think that's going to help a lot of things, actually, but primarily I think it's going to help me get the things like working out, waking up early, my goal. You might need to be my accountability buddy.
Oh, I might actually accomplish this then.
I would like to wake up at. I can't do your 5 a.m.
Oh, I'm not very. I haven't even done that once.
Really? I thought you said it was 5. What time do you wake up?
Well, that's our goal, but it hasn't happened. And part of it is because we choose to work late sometimes.
I know, that's half the problem is.
Half the problem is we do this. We're night owls trying to be morning birds. What are you talking about?
You keep me up late.
No, I don't. That is a lie.
It's me.
Miss, I was up till 3 a.m. the other night watching Chuck.
I finished that weeks ago.
I know, I said the other week.
But honestly, the other week.
I can remember the time.
Honestly, I had to get a confession for that one because I had zero self-control.
Well, it happens.
It is what it is.
The point is, you're right. Like, I think we might actually feel more productive and better at our meetings in the afternoon if we were up at the crack of dawn, essentially.
My goal is 6.
That is still the crack of dawn.
It is.
Literally.
It is. I heard your 5 a.m. and I was like, not
well,
gonna
here's
happen
the thing.
Yet.
So, Atomic Habits has this really beautiful concept of habit stacking. That's what it's called. So you stack a habit you want to form with a habit you already have and love. So, for example, like, if your goal is to pray, but the first thing you do when you wake up is have coffee, is like you pray and then you can have your coffee. That's like your accountability.
Like
you
a reward system for adults.
It's a reward system for adults, 100%. So I was going through this myself, and I was like, because getting outside and getting vitamin D, getting that first morning sun is really good for your sleep and your circadian rhythms. If I got outside and went for a walk and like did my cardio first thing
Mm-hmm.
as the dawn is breaking, that's like simultaneously prayer and exercise for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I literally am running to the rhythm of the praise and worship song. I usually am in mental or imaginative prayer when that's
Mhm.
happening. Like,
Mhm.
the Lord has taken me somewhere else as I'm running,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can come back and have my caffeine.
Mm.
Like, get up, get out, get caffeine. That's how I wrote it in my notebook.
So that's funny.
But habit stacking, that's all something I would enjoy and would motivate me to do what I need to do. And then I could work and be happy about things.
I'm still a little bit scared to go outside for too long.
Understandable.
Because in realizing that I have asthma, and I don't just have asthma, like I have a rare aggressive type of asthma, which is why it was so bad for the last 5 years. Had to go to the hospital and stuff. It was not fun. But that's where we found out what type of asthma I have, so it was kind of a pivotal point.
Right, and all that, like this means that self-care is different for Haley than it is for Jill.
Right, and you have to take those considerations into account.
Yes.
But, I mean, I am now to a point where, I can start exercising. I'm still scared to. But again, surrender it, renounce the spirits of fear, and whatever else may be there. Anyway, but in figuring, this is where I was going with this, thank you. In figuring out what type of asthma I have and what triggers it, I also needed to get allergy testing, and I found out I'm allergic to the outside. All of it. Except for Johnson grass. Which is my maiden name, by the way.
Which is so
it's
funny.
really funny.
So silly, that
The
guy.
Lord has humor.
Oh, he so does.
But so while I would love to go outside and walk, I'm working on getting a walking pad.
Yes.
For
starting
inside the home.
somewhere. Yes.
So do baby steps is my point in all of this, is make small attainable steps that you can do to actively work towards holy self-care.
Yes, and again, we're going to go back to a principle that we keep highlighting, because at the end of the day, I think we'll probably be hammering this forever. It's about the disposition of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, if you want to go get your nails done because you enjoy it, great. Go do that. That can be a form of self-care.
Mm-hmm.
But if it turns into like an addiction, I have to have this, or I need to do this to escape and get out of the house, it's no longer self-care. It's a cop-out for something the Lord is trying to highlight and work in you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can refer back to our last episode about refinement, because sometimes the times when you want to escape the most are the times when the Lord is really trying to offer you His mercy and His glory, and to bring you to a greater understanding of His love for you. But in that episode, we also highlighted a very important point: make your needs known.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where self-care can come in.
Right.
On the days where I'm at the end of my rope with my kids, I'm like, okay, Lord, send the help, okay, or give me a good nap time to reset, for their sake and mine.
Mm-hmm.
Today was kind of one of those days, the day that we're recording, not the day that this is airing, but the day that we're recording, I had one of those days, and I was like, okay, I think we're all sick of each other, let's get out of the house. And we went and played somewhere else, and I still held, like, no sugar, no extra, no TV, some of the things, the behavior that was happening in my house. I was
Mhm.
like, sorry, no can-dos, Bill. And nap time was great, and they slept for a long time. And I was able to pray and to walk through some of the reasons I was frustrated this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to do some work that my husband had asked me, some little things that he asked me to get done.
Yay.
And yes, like there were a lot of beautiful things that happened today. I got to render some beef tallow. Crunchy! So he made the space for me, but I made it known that I needed space to have my quiet time.
Mhm.
And I also made an effort to, because I was grumpy, to sit in the sun. Like I have a little
Oh.
bench, yes, with a window, and vitamin D is good for you, it's good for your mood. And so I went over to my little bench and I worked on my stuff and like prayed and listened to music, did all the things in the sunlight in my little like tank top and jeans so I could really absorb it. But it felt good, and my mood did get boosted by sitting in the sun.
Mhm.
So that's something. You could sit outside while your kids play and drink tea. Drink your favorite pop. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Juice, water, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Sit outside, have a small glass, a glass in moderation and self-control, and enjoy the laughter of your children. That would be holy self-care. Letting yourself dance on your kids' playset to music you love. That would be holy self-care. Just letting yourself be childlike and free. The Bible calls us to be childlike. There are lots of ways. And honestly, the best way you can start practicing holy self-care is to ask the Lord how you can best care for your body in the moment, and your mind and your spirit, emotions, etc. Take whatever's at the forefront of your mind and say, Lord, how are you calling me to care for myself today? And when he answers, go, okay, now give me the space to do that.
Mm-hmm. And keep in mind that we are temples of the Holy Spirit. So,
100%.
that's, I have, it's no secret, I have a caffeine addiction. Okay.
Hi,
But-
I'm Haley, and I'm addicted to caffeine.
No, I'm not ready to go there yet.
God is not refining that.
No, would it be Coffee Anonymous? Coffee Addicts Anonymous?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm not sure.
Haha. But I have been trying to be more conscientious of my body probably needs water, right? Like,
Brilliant.
my body is not in my cup tonight, but I have had some water in the last couple of
Oh, I
days.
totally thought you had water. I, on the other hand, have my 40-ounce water.
Show off. It's fine.
I try to drink 2
a
a day.
2 a day. I know.
You're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces of water.
So
For me, that's like 70 ounces.
I don't know. I'm not doing mental math, and I'm out of scale. So, we're just not gonna go there for Haley.
Not doing
Anyway.
mental math, and I'm mad at the scale. Okay.
The little lever went too far, and I was offended. We're not gonna talk about it. It's fine. I'll fix it. My point.
God will refine it out of her.
My body needs water. It needs, and
It is 70% water, so yes.
If you've listened to some of those episodes prior, you probably know I've started juicing. And
Mhm.
actually, okay, fun fact.
If you haven't listened, go back and binge watch.
I have been meaning to tell you.
Oh no.
Okay, so because of my asthma and my allergies, I developed nasal polyps. So I have not been able to smell for the last
Did juicing give you your
4
smell back?
years. Well, I think it's been a mixture of things.
Okay.
But so I haven't been able to smell for the last 4 years. And if you go so long without your smell, it affects your taste. And so, like, everything I made for dinner, Braden was like, this is really bland. And I'm like, I'm trying. I don't know what you want from me. I can't smell. I can't taste. It was getting really, I was getting really sad about it. And I was like, Lord, come on, man. I need your help.
Come on, man.
Please help me.
Come on, man.
I just want to smell my husband again.
That is so relatable.
Honestly,
It smells
he
so good.
he comes home from work and he doesn't smell good. I don't want to smell it. I want to smell him on Sunday for church.
You're like,
Like
Sunday,
Sunday
with me, walk with
Sunday
me.
church hubby is good, and I'm like, walk in front. Go ahead.
Let me watch
So-
you walk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm at it.
And then he usually drives to church. So then when I drive the car for the rest of the week, I'm like, the seatbelt smells like Braden. Like smelling the seatbelt.
Okay, my husband can be sweaty and like gross, and he still smells good to me.
Really?
100%.
I love that.
I'm like,
It's not
he's like,
Braden.
I'm gross. Like, don't kiss me. And I'm like, that's just too bad for you. I'm
I know.
sorry.
I still love on him and hugging and kissing
Oh,
him
yeah,
when
for
he's
sure,
gross.
but
I don't
seriously,
care. It doesn't
he-
bother me because I love the man.
I
But-
don't think there's been a moment in our marriage yet that he has smelled bad to me.
Interesting.
Must be a good genetic combination we got going
Probably.
on there. Anyways,
Well, I wouldn't be able to answer that question accurately because I haven't been able to smell for the last 4 years. But I think it's been a mixture of things. I am taking a shot now for my asthma, which also helps the polyps. I am taking my allergy shots. I've been doing that for about 7 months now. It's not fun, but I do it. I also, I have, because of my allergies, my ears get really itchy sometimes, and I was bad, and I was itching and digging, and I gave myself a double ear infection. So I
She
didn't.
did. This is true.
It was terrible. I couldn't hardly hear anything. Jill was like, "Are we gonna call today?" I was like, "I would if I could hear you." But they gave me prednisone to reduce the swelling and inflammation in my ears, and when I started that, I could smell, and I've been able to smell since.
Cool.
So I can smell and I can taste, which brings me
Nice.
back to my juicing point.
Oh no.
I made a green juice and I tasted it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I drank it, but it was not good. So we're going to have to play around with the flavors now that I can actually drink it or taste it. So
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
I'm still committed because I noticed I feel better when I take care of my body.
Yes, that's
Which
why
brings me
self-care is
back
important.
to
These are not random tangents, people. They are
Yeah,
Holy Spirit
they-
rabbit trails.
they have a point.
They do.
Even if I get lost along the way.
Juicing can somehow be self-care.
Yeah.
Sometimes be self-care because it is improving your well-being
Mhm.
and helping you live and aligned with the mission, the calling, the vocation that God has set aside for you.
Yeah.
That is what caring for the self means, is that you are better disposing yourself to the will of God
Mhm.
and to understanding the glory that is within you. Like, you are his masterpiece. And to insult a masterpiece is to insult the artist. That hit me so hard when I heard that. So, which means, like, self-deprecation and not loving yourself is wrong, because God created you exactly the way you are for this exact moment in time for the purpose that he intended.
I think I heard that in a prayer session. The first time I heard that, I think it was in a prayer session because it was like because of like just natural sin, wounds, trauma, you know, I think everyone at some point in their life doesn't like who they are, doesn't like themselves. I'm not pretty, I'm not strong enough, I'm not whatever. And I heard somebody say that and I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing. Not loving yourself is incorrect. Therefore, self-care it's good to take care of yourself
Right.
and to steward
Mm-hmm.
your body. Your question then becomes, is what you're doing for self-care truly caring for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
or is it distracting you from your wounds
Mhm.
that you're talking about? Because nails can be something you enjoy. It can be fun. It can be something you do with the gal pals, right? But
But I don't go to
it
the
can
salon.
also be...
Mine are stick-on, so I
Mine
do
are
it in 5 minutes at home. But having nails makes me feel put together, and it makes me more productive, actually.
I am not that way. I think they get in the way and they suck. Like, that's my thoughts on them. That we have
Self-care
different
looks different for
self-care,
everybody.
and that's okay. But my point here too is you can also get fake lashes, get like dermaplaning. You can get fake nails. You can get better clothes. You can get all these things because you don't like yourself.
Yeah, good point.
You can do these self-care things that the world tells you to do without ever liking yourself and doing it to truly care for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing it to masquerade as something you may not actually want to come into agreement with. Yeah.
Ouch.
Ouchie. Dance an ouchie.
That one
Don't
hurt.
use the Band-Aid. Just let it
That one hurt.
heal. Just let it heal, okay? I tell you this as someone who used to paint her nails all the time, came with a full face of makeup,
Which is
crazy
wild.
hair
I've
color.
only seen like 2
Mhm.
pictures of Jill with a full face of makeup, and
I was
not
good
this
at
hair
it.
color.
and I was real good at it. I had the eye makeup thing down.
I was like, this is
It's so
not
good.
Jill.
This is
Why-
not Jill.
Where is she?
You don't know.
It was quality makeup.
I know. I did.
It was good.
I watched a lot of it.
Listen, I suck at makeup. Eyeliner and mascara
You
on
can do
Sundays,
it for fun,
and
for
it
the
lasts
artistry.
me all week.
Yep. Nope. I don't even. The point that I'm getting to is I'm barefaced. Like right now, always.
Mm-hmm.
Never put anything on anymore except for beef tallow on my face. Yes, I am that crunchy chick, and I use it for chapstick too. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
I was hiding behind a mask, okay? That's what that was for. It was literally a
Mhm.
masquerade in life.
Mm.
I was hiding behind the style I chose. I was hiding behind the makeup I wore. I was hiding behind the hair colors and the attitude and all of the things that I was projecting into the world. But at the core of it all, I hated myself. And I was not I was not put together at all, and I wanted the world to think that I was.
Segue. When you start seeing yourself, which I guess is just another way of saying what we've been saying, but when you start seeing yourself as a child of God, a beloved daughter or son of the King, it just happens naturally. You start to love yourself. I did not ever, I really struggled when we were dating in high school, my husband would tell me, oh, you're so pretty, you're beautiful, whatever. I'm like, I don't see it. You know, I did not accept those compliments because I did not believe it. But
it makes it harder for them to give you the compliments. I did the exact same thing.
Real. Braden told me that actually, and I was like, oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
But as I started walking through this healing and started knowing my true identity, it became easier for me to love myself. Like, I don't do zero makeup very often, but I think part of that's just because I've been doing it for so long. Like, I'm not used to seeing myself with, and you guys get me all natural on the night we're recording, which will be like for 4 weeks for you guys, but
4 weeks of all this.
I don't do this very often, but I'm able to look in the mirror
with
a bare
Holy
face.
Thing.
It was. Because I got halfway here and I was like, man, I forgot my mascara. But I don't go out. Typically, I mean, I don't do makeup, but I have eyeliner and mascara. Almost always. And the only people that get to see me without it are my immediate family and my daycare parents.
And Jill.
And Jill. But
I made the list.
Yay! But it's gotten to the point now where I can look at myself in the mirror, bare face, no makeup, and go, hey, she's not bad looking. She's a cutie. You know, we got some cute features here. And there are
some stuff we can work with.
There are still things that I don't like. Like, since having kids, I've got more of, you know, a fuller chin. I used to be snatched. As the kids say.
I had the snatched chin.
Snatched, exactly.
Never heard that. For Haley, for most women, they're like, I had a snatched waist. I was so hot. She's like, I had a snatched chin and ankles.
My ankles are still fine.
You were whining about them not long ago that you used to have killer ankles and now you don't anymore.
Okay, so they're a little puffy. If I stand straight, like there's, and I don't know if that's
seriously good ankle bone.
I mean,
she says.
Well, truly, it's cute.
No peeping. We already did this. Okay.
I got a sock on.
We're digressing here. What is your point?
You distracted me.
Holy Spirit and guardian angels.
I did not used to like myself beforehand. I hated looking in the mirror. I never looked at pictures of myself. But as I was walking through my healing journey, it became easier for me to love me for me. And now I can look in the mirror without my makeup on. I can look in the mirror with, you know, the things that still, I mean, I'm not perfect, right? I still need, I've got some weight to lose. That's going to be part of my self-care. To get to a healthy you is self-care.
But being able to look at yourself and see yourself the way the Father sees you is the ultimate goal of caring for yourself, because you are a treasure to Him and you are made exactly. There is I think it's a proverb that's like, talks about how you shouldn't like bedeck yourself in jewels and all these things, but you should clothe yourself in virtue, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because holiness makes you beautiful from the inside out.
Right.
And part of that is your own disposition of self, is understanding that beauty is fleeting, but virtue is forever.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're reunited at the second resurrection with your body fully glorified, I'm really looking forward to that day, okay? But
for real.
But here, like, it doesn't matter how perfect you look. It just matters that you are healthy and stewarding your body, which is why Haley made this, and we literally freaked out on the phone. We were like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is the best thing we've ever done.
When we started making these supplemental materials that we send to your email, Jill and I decided to divide and conquer. She was like, I'm feeling really drawn to the love languages. And I was like, all right, I got self-care. And then I hit a wall. And I was like, why did I choose self-care? This is dumb. And then I was like, nope. Jesus gave me an idea.
Self-care
bingo.
So coming to your emails this week is a beautiful little bingo sheet.
It is so cute.
It is so cute.
Guys,
You
if
can
you're still
use-
here, sorry, this is pretty girly.
But it's still cute. Give it to the ladies in your life. Give it to your mom. Give it to your sister. We don't care.
Yeah.
Give it to your girlfriend.
Everybody.
Whoever it is, your wife. Like give them to
Gal
the ladies.
pal.
Honestly, but you can do what we made looks girly, but the actual bingo actions
Mhm.
aren't
Anybody
necessarily
can do it.
girly. Yes. So we have self-care bingo heading to your inbox. If you are not on our email list, be sure to jump on that. You can always go to holysurrender.com. We'll link it below, and we'll have a cute little pop-up that says "Want more resources?" And you do want more resources. So put your email in, and we'll send them to you as they come. Which at this point has been, we've had one for every episode so far. And we would love your feedback if you're enjoying the resources. If you have thoughts on episodes, we want to hear them. We truly do. We've had a couple interviews that we've been lining up. We have some requests that we've been kind of putting into the mix. And we have a really fun year ahead of stuff to do. But right now, we just want you to take one step. And this bingo card can help you towards doing self-care Jesus' way. And whether that's recognizing something you're using as an escape, disguised as self-care, or if this is just something that's been on your heart, to make it an adoration hour, or to sit with scripture, or to ask Jesus more questions. There's so many things that you can do to start living holy self-care and coming to understand who he made you to be. And once you understand that, it's a lot easier to wholly surrender the rest of your life to him.
Yeah.
Amen. And
Ba-dum.
mic drop. Here we go again, pulling it back in for the surrender, the hook that y'all know is coming at this point. But we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the resources. We've got more fun stuff coming, so stay tuned. That's the other reason you'll want to be on the email list. And with that, we'll catch you next time.
Bye.